Ever have one of those light bulb moments, a brilliant idea that you just know could be something special, but then you think, okay, now what? Well, you are definitely not alone. In this explainer, we're going to lay out the entire roadmap, from that first spark of an idea to a real product on the market, all through the lens of India's amazing innovation ecosystem. And our guide on this journey, the National Research Development Corporation, or NRDC. Let's get into it.
So let's start right there, with you. Do you have that idea simmering, that invention you think could really change things? It's the question that kicks everything off, and it's one that thousands of innovators across India are asking themselves every single day. And here's the best part. You don't have to figure it all out by yourself. There's actually a clear, structured path to follow, a system designed to help you succeed. And we're going to walk through it, step by step. Right, so every single innovation starts here. It's that moment of inspiration. It's exciting for sure, but let's be honest, it can also feel a little daunting. Where on earth do you even begin? It's an old saying, but it's so true. The trick is to stop thinking about the 1,000-mile journey and just focus on that very first step. So what is that single most important, most practical first move you need to make to protect that brilliant idea of yours? Well, here it is. Before you build a thing, before you start looking for big investors, you have got to protect your idea. You need to secure your intellectual property and get some foundational support. And this is exactly where the system kicks in, to give you a solid launch pad. And when we say support, we mean serious support. Take a look at this number. 900 lakhs. That is the budget for the 2025-26 fiscal year for just one government program called the Program for Inspiring Inventors and Innovators, or PIII for short. This isn't just pocket change. It's a massive bet on new ideas. So where does all that money go? It goes right to the essentials. The PII program is basically a starter pack for inventors. It helps you with patent filings to protect your idea. It gives you funds for early-stage development. It connects you with incubation centers, and it can even provide that first bit of seed funding. It's everything you need to get off the ground. Okay, so your idea is now protected. You've got some early support. Great. But now comes the next huge hurdle. How do you turn that rough prototype into a polished, market-ready product? You know, a lot of great ideas get stuck right here, in what people often call the valley of death for innovation. To really get this next part, we need to quickly talk about something called technology readiness levels, or TRLs. Don't worry, it's pretty simple. It's just a scale from 1 to 9 that everyone uses to figure out how mature a technology is, from a basic idea on a napkin all the way to a finished product working perfectly in the real world. And this is how you cross that valley of death. A program called the Technology Development, Validation, and Commercialization, or TDVC program. Its entire job is to bridge the exact gap you see here, to take a technology that works in a lab at about a TRL 2 to 4 and push it all the way to a TRL 6 to 8, meaning it's been proven to work in a real environment. At the end of the day, the goal is really simple. This program exists to help innovators prove that their idea isn't just a clever concept, but that it's a commercially viable product that's actually ready for the big leagues. It's an absolutely critical step. But hey, not every problem needs a massive program to solve it, right? Sometimes it's the smaller, nagging hurdles that slow you down. And guess what? There's a layer of support for that too. And this is where things get super practical. Let's say you need up to 2 lakh rupees to just make a few key improvements to your prototype. That's available. Or maybe you need 25,000 rupees to create a slick video to show investors what you've built. You can get help with that too. It's all about knocking down those small but crucial roadblocks. So your idea is protected, your product is validated. Now the focus shifts. It's time to build a real, sustainable business around your innovation. And yeah, you guessed it, there's a system in place to help you with that as well. Under the government's massive Startup India initiative, the NRDC plays a really important role. It acts as a technical expert, evaluating startups that are applying for some pretty significant government benefits. And just to give you an idea of the scale we're talking about, by the end of the 2023 financial year, NRDC had already evaluated more than 10,000 startups. That is a huge number of new companies and new ideas. But here's the kicker. Of those 10,000 plus startups, NRDC only recommended just over 1,000 for approval. This isn't a rubber stamp process. It's a tough, selective evaluation designed to find the startups that are truly innovative and have real potential. So why would you want to go through such a rigorous process? Well, the reward is massive. If your startup gets the thumbs up, you could be eligible for a 3-year tax exemption. For a young company, that's not just a nice bonus, that's a total game changer. That's cash you can pour back into growing your business. Now, a question you might have is all this support just for people in big cities like Delhi or Bangalore? And the answer is a very clear and emphatic no. The whole point is to make this expertise accessible no matter where in India you are. I mean, just look at this. They have outreach centers in places like Guwahati in the east, Visakhapatnam in the south, Pune in the west, not to mention a global link through the WIPO Technology Innovation Support Center. They're making a real effort to be there for innovators all across the country.
So, we've gone through the whole journey, from that little spark of an idea all the way to building a government-backed startup. Let's just quickly recap that path, shall we?
It really boils down to these 3 key stages. First, you protect your idea and get that initial support, maybe through a program like PII. Second, you prove your product works and is ready for prime time with help from programs like TDBC. And third, you build your business into a powerhouse with the support of Startup India. So, there you have it. The ecosystem is there, the money is there, the roadmap is clear. The only question left is the one you see on the screen. For every single one of you out there with that brilliant idea, what's your next step going to be?